skip the intro. You ain't subscribed to the USF game. I don't know what you doing right now. So go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and comment your opinion below. We'll get right into the video. So today we talk about the Titans wide receiving core and why it can underachieve this year. You look at the wide receiving core for the Tennessee Titans and you see you have Corey Davis, you have Taywan Taylor, you have Delanie Walker, you have Tajay Sharp, and Mike Campanaro. So you have him too. But when you look at it, you look at so much youth and not much very veteran leadership in that receiving group. You look at that and say, that can really cost this team down the stretch or early on in the season. I feel like because of the youth and experience, maybe last year will be a carryover just a smidge. Like I said, they're a very inexperienced group. But when you look at it, you see Corey Davis. We want him to be our number one wide receiver, and he's shown flashes of that. New England game, for example, on one of the best cornerbacks in the league in Malcolm Butler twice. So we've seen the athletic, acrobatic ability of Corey Davis. But you look at everybody else on the team. Taywan Taylor, he trips over his own feet. Rashard Matthews can be reliable sometimes, but cannot be that number one receiver. Delanie Walker, he's going to get his most of the time, but he's not a number one receiver. Everybody's going to key in on him most of the time. Tajay Sharp, he's coming off an injury. Maybe he can take a step forward, but we don't know. Michael Carpenaro, I really don't know much about him. But you look at this wide receiving core and you say this is the Achilles heel for this Tennessee Titans team, and I feel like that this wide receiving core can cost us games down the stretch or even early on. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down for you. You look at weeks 1 through 4 at the beginning of the season. You face Miami week 1. Maybe their offense is not going to be that great, but you look at the games after that. You look at week 2, we face the Houston Texans. Week 3, we face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 4, we face the Philadelphia Eagles. All 3 of those games, they have one common thing. You have to have an elite offense to go against all 3 of them teams. You look at the Houston Texans with a dynamic offense and DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson. Then you have the game against Jacksonville Jaguars, who have one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best defense in the league, which you're going to have an offense to go against. And then you have to have an offense to go against the Super Bowl champs, who have one of the best defenses in the league and also one of the best offenses in the league and the best quarterback in the league. So that offense is going to be clicking on all cylinders. And if we don't have an offense early on in the season, we're not going to win most of those games. And I feel like that can cost us a season if we go 0-3 in that stretch. But it's one thing that the Tennessee Titans can do to help prevent that, and that would be adding Adoree Jackson to the offense. In my opinion, we all know how athletic Adoree Jackson is, how speedy he is, how his playmaking ability can affect the game. We saw against Cincinnati Bengals, we saw against the Baltimore Ravens, his athletic ability and his playmaking ability, and how he can break open the game. He is a great game breaker, and I feel like adding him in the screen game with Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry, Dion Lewis would just make teams like very uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive end, having to worry about all 3 of those guys, maybe 4 of those guys, because they are a problem to the defense. And Adoree Jackson in the screen game can be very deadly and detrimental to other teams. So if we put him in there along with side of Corey Davis, alongside of Delanie Walker, which you have to key on Delanie Walker, and you have to key on Corey Davis, I think, in this upcoming year. And then on top of that, you have to worry about Taywan Taylor, who's a deep threat option. You have to worry about Rashard Matthews, who is a reliable receiver. So you look at that and you say, add Adoree Jackson to that mix, because he has that mentality that I can make plays. We saw what he did week 1 against the Oakland Raiders, where he hurdled a guy, like he legit jumped over my man, like he jumped over him. So we saw that, and you look at that and say he can make plays, because he's done it all season long. He's been crucial to our punting game, kickoff and whatnot. So he's been making big plays, and now I feel like adding him to the offense will add some attitude, similar to what the Jacksonville Jaguars have on defense. I feel like with Adoree Jackson on the offense, we can have that same attitude, because he brings so much life, so much playmaking ability to something that we need in the first couple weeks of the season. So maybe he plays, but I feel like it's not a long shot for them to be able to put him on the offensive end. But this is a quick little video, just coming at you with something light. But overall, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment your opinion below, turn on post notifications, and I'm out.